do is make the taxation system around this Roshan digital account very simple. You don't have to worry about it as an overseas Pakistani. Everything happens at source, and the rate at which the tax is taken is much reduced. Another innovation that we've done, which I think is very important, and Irfan will talk about it, is that through these accounts, once you've opened them, and they're very easy to open digitally, as I said, you have access to a lifestyle services. Basically, anything that you want to do with the account, you should be able to do. One of the things that we have been able to do is provide a very attractive government bond called the Naya Pakistan certificate, especially for overseas Pakistanis, which offers very attractive returns, particularly if you compare them to the interest rates that are on offer right now in the world, especially in Europe and the US, where they're close to 0%. With the Naya Pakistan certificate, you can get up to 7% return in US dollars, up to 5.75% return in euro, depending on the length of the tenor in which you are investing. So these are all things that we have done. I'm very happy to tell you that recently we also have introduced the Naya Pakistan certificate in euro and Great British Pound, because people were telling us that particularly those living in Europe, they did not like to take the risk on the dollar, and therefore we've been able to provide these new instruments, and hopefully these will serve the needs of our overseas Pakistanis in terms of saving and investment. So as I said, my first message really is that this account is for you. It is a tribute to the overseas Pakistanis, and we are constantly innovating in terms of the products that we are bringing. Most recently, we have also added 2 new products, Roshan Apni Car, which is a car loan that overseas Pakistanis can get for their family members living in Pakistan at a very reduced rate, a very reduced interest rate, and also with much reduced car delivery time. So it's a very attractive car loan product. The second new product that we launched with the Prime Minister before Eid is Roshan Samaji Khidmat, for those Pakistanis who want to donate money to charities in Pakistan, who want to pay their zakat, who also want to participate in the government's landmark Ehsaas program. This has now been made possible just with a few clicks on your Roshan digital account portal. You can now donate to all the leading charities in Pakistan, as well as education institutions, hospitals, and the Ehsaas program, if you want to do that. So my first message is, this Roshan digital account was made for the overseas Pakistanis. It's a tribute to the Pakistanis that are living abroad और जिनकी वजह से हमारे मुल्क का नाम रोशन होता है, इसीलिए हमने इसका नाम भी रोशन डिजिटल अकाउंट रखा था. My second message is that I think we should also be very confident about Pakistan's future. If you compare the economy today to where it was 3 years ago, when we were facing arguably our biggest balance of payments crisis and had to return to the IMF for the 23rd time in our history, the situation today is much improved. And I can give you a few indicators of that improvement. First of all, as many of you will know, the reason why Pakistan typically gets into balance of payments problem is because we have a huge current account deficit and we have a very big fiscal deficit. On both those fronts, a lot of progress has been made. In fact, through the first 10 months of this fiscal year, we have a current account surplus. For the first time in 17 years in Pakistan, we have a current account surplus, which means basically that there is more money coming into Pakistan in terms of foreign exchange on the current account side than there is going out. A large part of why we've been able to do this is because remittances have done very well in Pakistan, and that, of course, is thanks to overseas Pakistanis. But what has happened as our current account situation has improved is that our foreign exchange reserves, which are very important for being able to pay back our external debt and also for being able to pay for imports, they are now at 4-year highs. 2 years ago, our foreign exchange reserves were only $7 billion. Today, they are $16 billion. We were very happy that we were able to also launch a Euro bond 2 months ago, and it was very successful. It was oversubscribed, and we were able to get very good rates on those Euro bonds. Our exchange rate, as Dr. Kaisar was saying at the beginning, has also performed very well through COVID. We are now basically back at the level at which we were before COVID. If you compare Pakistan's currency to many other emerging markets like Nigeria, South Africa, Brazil, Turkey, there the exchange rate has fallen by between 20 to 25% after COVID. In Pakistan's case, we're back to where we were before the COVID situation. So I think we have a lot of reason to be optimistic about Pakistan's future. I'm also happy to tell you that growth is picking up now as the number of COVID cases have come down, and we have been able to successfully deal with COVID. Actually, Pakistan's experience in that respect has been remarkable. We should all be very proud of the fact that Corona has not had the devastating humanitarian toll in Pakistan as it has had in many other countries. And I think a large part of that is to do with the very wise decisions taken by the government in terms of micro lockdowns and also contact tracing. So I think my message there is that we are recovering from COVID. If you look at indicators of demand in Pakistan, like construction, automobile sales, cement sales, petroleum sales, they're all performing really, really well. We seem to be coming out of Corona quite strongly. And next year, we hope that the economy will grow at more than 4% for the first time, I think, in quite a few years. My last message, I think, and is a request actually to all of those who are listening, and particularly to the representatives here of the Pakistani community in Europe, is please help us to spread the word. We have a very good product here. We have full faith in it. We think this is a product that meets the needs of overseas Pakistanis. Please try it. If you have not tried it, try to open an account. If you have a good experience, please tell others about it. Help them open an account as well. And if you have any suggestions for how to improve this product even more, because we are committed to continually adding products and services to the Roshan digital account, please let us know. And you can reach out to us at the email address that Irfan Saab will show you in a minute. But we really would like all overseas Pakistanis to be proud of this new initiative and to own it. It is as much yours as it is anybody's, and to make use of it, and to please help us spread more awareness about what I think is actually a very, very good product that we have been able to launch. So with that, Dr. Kesser, I'll hand it back to you, and we look very much forward to subsequent interactions during this webinar.
Thank you so much for your great address. We have become very more informative today. And I was having a number of 133,000 and we were added to 143,000. So the pace is going in a good way. And I'm sure we are outside nearly 10 million people. Now, the thing, we are very proud now as an UAE to be number one. That's what you say, and we are very, very proud for it, and we'll continue to maintain that position. Means we are beating Saudi Arabia, which is a huge area, because I always checking what is the Saudi number and what is our number. And I should appreciate for thanking us and the procedure. I know what you said, that is become more faster. We know that time because from October we are working on this, and I can see that a lot of improvement and a lot of quickness is there from all your 8 qualified banks. I think the numbers still are 8 or they increase, you can update me. And about this return, I always mention that this return you won't find anywhere. And I'm very happy to know that you have a pound and you have euro also in Naya, Pakistan. And the other product like car, loan, and Roshan Samaji, this is a good way of working because we overseas Pakistanis are confused where to put the money. So now with the honest government of Pakistan, we are confident to give these funds to them. And this is again benefit to all Pakistani over there. And I'm happy to know that the economy is going 4% or above 4% in this pandemic. It's not easy. And it's all hard work by the government, by State Bank of Pakistan. From that, I will invite Syed Irfan Ali. The good part is we are all Syed there. So invite Mr. Syed Irfan, Executive Director of State Bank of Pakistan, to inform more detail about us.
Thank you so much, Anisa. I think so. So let this be the Syed's show. Or allow me to share the screen, please.
Incidents I see.
No sound.
मुझे शेयर स्क्रीन की इजाजत दें डॉक्टर साहब, काइंडली अनीसा।
Sure. Share the screen for you.
Share screen.
Yeah.
Can share it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah. See?
ओके जी, थैंक यू डॉक्टर साहब, कैसर अनीसा, थैंक यू सो मच। आई थिंक इससे पहले कि मैं I'll just like to thank Mirza Saab, the organizers, and everyone here. I think एक तो पहली बात ये है कि this scheme has been a success. So we are actually at the State Bank of Pakistan. We are on cloud 9, and and the progress has all happened because of you, the Pakistanis, non-residents, जिन्होंने इसको बहुत ज़बरदस्त तरीके से support किया. But if any of you feel कि मुझे उर्दू में, this will be a presentation both in Urdu and English. But if any of you is uncomfortable in Urdu, I can continue with English. So it's entirely up to you. अच्छा जी, now जो अहम बात थी हमारे लिए स्टेट बैंक ऑफ पाकिस्तान के लिए वो ये थी कि we had to get through to the non-resident Pakistanis and introduce a product that would be lifestyle. उनको पाकिस्तान के साथ कनेक्ट करना हमारे लिए जरूरी था, पहली बात तो ये थी. दैट इज वाई हमने लिखा दूर रहकर भी पास. सो सबसे अहम बात ये थी कि आप जहां भी रहें दुनिया में, आप हमारे करीब आ जाएं और हम आपको एक लाइफस्टाइल प्रोडक्ट दें जो हमने दी. और आपको खुशी होगी कि इस वक्त जो रोशन डिजिटल अकाउंट जो खोले गए हैं बैंक्स में, वो 170 ममालिक से खोले गए. और उन 170 ममालिक में अफ्रीका से लेकर और न्यूजीलैंड से लेकर पेरू, और पेरू से लेकर नॉर्थ अमेरिका, यू नेम इट, जहां जहां पाकिस्तानी थे उन्होंने अकाउंट खोले. सो देयर आर हमारे एस्टिमेट्स, दे टेल अस देयर आर अबाउट 9 million Pakistanis, 140,000 accounts have opened. So this is just the beginning. Then what we did was that we selected the best banks among the financial sector for you. We launched this product with 8 banks. Now we have about 12 banks to be precise, and going forward we should be about 15 banks to be, they will be providing Russian digital account service to you, and I'll later tell you why क्यों हमने 8 banks choose किए. फिर हमने कोशिश की कि आपके लिए कॉस्ट कम करें, मुर्जा साहब उसके बारे में बता चुके हैं. और फिर हमने ये किया कि वी क्रिएटेड न्यू प्रोडक्ट्स फॉर यू, जो अनीस साहब ने जिसका जिक्र किया, I'll delve more in it. And then जो सबसे अहम काम हमने 2 काम, I think I would be very proud of that. The one is the digital journey, I think. So we made sure that our digital journey for non-residents is seamless, and cyber security is of international level. So ये 2 काम हमने किया. So here is the product for you, Roshan digital account. You can open an account sitting wherever you are, visiting the website of State Bank of Pakistan, linking to 12 banks or visiting the banks directly. Simple procedure है, अकाउंट आप जब चाहें खोल सकते हैं. इनफैक्ट छुट्टी के दिनों में भी, सैटरडे, संडे, रात को, दिन को, we are available 24 hours a day. स्नैपशॉट प्रेजेंसलेस है प्राइमरली, wherever you are, कहीं फिजिकल नहीं है, कोई पेपर मूवमेंट नहीं है, कुछ नहीं. पीकेआर और फॉरेन एक्सचेंज, पीकेआर यानी पाकिस्तान रुपीस, डॉलर, पाउंड, यूरोज, सब यूई दरम, रियाल, अबाउट 11 करेंसीज में, कैनेडियन डॉलर्स, ऑस्ट्रेलियन डॉलर्स, एंड डिपेंडिंग ऑन द बैंक, बट एटलीस्ट हर बैंक 4 करेंसीज तो डेफिनेटली, and some banks are going up to 11 currencies. Then we thought it should be a lifestyle product. So lifestyle, what we mean by lifestyle is that if you want to pay the electricity bill of your parents' house in Lahore or Islamabad, you can do so. If you want to pay the tuition fee of your your loved ones wherever they are in Pakistan, you can do so. If you want to buy khadi in sitting in London from Pakistan, you can do so. You can do whatever बाइंग, डॉक्टर साहब आप कुछ भी खरीद लें पाकिस्तान में, यू कैन डू दैट, मंगवा भी लें. सो हियर वी आर प्रोवाइडिंग, हमारी बैंकिंग सेक्टर आपको ये सर्विसेज प्रोवाइड कर रहा है. देन जो बहुत ही अहम बात है, इफ यू लुक एट द बॉटम राइट, इज repatriability. जो पैसा, the money that you invest in Pakistan would be repatriable whenever, wherever, at your discretion. आप फैसला करेंगे आपको वो पैसा कब वापस चाहिए, हम उसको वापस करेंगे. अगर आपने नया पाकिस्तान सर्टिफिकेट में इन्वेस्ट किया है तो हुकूमत पाकिस्तान बैंक को दे देगी. किसी से पूछना नहीं है, किसी से इजाजत नहीं तलब करनी. इट्स योर मनी, टेक इट बैक व्हेनेवर यू वांट. ये बात आपने, आई थिंक दिस इज अ की फीचर, इसको आपने याद रखना है काइंडली. डॉक्टर साहब आप भी काइंडली जब लोगों को बताएं तो उन्हें बताएं कि दिस मनी इज रिपैट्रिएटेड. सो पाकिस्तानी एम्बेसी स्टाफ जो बाहर पोस्टेड है, पाकिस्तानी फौजी जो यूएन में पोस्टेड है, नॉन रेजिडेंट्स होल्डिंग नाइकॉब, whoever it is, as long as he establishes a connection with Pakistan, वो eligible है. But yes, I've seen some questions. Europeans are not. But if you can establish a contact with Pakistan, you need to have an ID and you can open an account. मतलब ये account उन लोगों के लिए है who have a connection based with Pakistan. Account खोलेंगे कैसे? SBP, you can visit the SBP website, very simply put, and this website will connect you to the websites of 11 banks. You can do or visit any of these 12 banks that we mention here, and we'll be adding, inshallah, 3 more banks. Bank of Punjab is a recent addition, but another recent addition is Habib Metro, Bank Al Habib, Dubai Islamic. But the rest of the banks are star performers, and by the way, a number of these banks are multinationals. For example, HBL is a flagship bank of Pakistan, having presence in 29 countries. UBL in 11. Standard Chartered is a multinational. MCB is a multinational. Habib Metro is owned by the Habib family. Dubai Islamic is a multinational. So all these institutions they have to operate at a global level, setting standards that are international. And that is why we chose these banks. So these names are of significant importance to us, the central bank, and for you. So we provide state-of-the-art, world-class service to you. अच्छा, अब आपको अकाउंट खोलने के लिए आपको इन्फॉर्मेशन क्या चाहिए? This lists the very basic information, but this complies with all the AML CFT guidelines. Well, I would like you to read the point number 4, that is your CNIC, that means your ID card, if you can do that, your NICOP, your point of origin card. ये 3 documents, if you have any of these 3 documents or your passport, you can open an account, and that's it basically. Number 10, I think it's very important for the residents. FATCA is for if you are a US resident. CRS, Common Reporting Standards Declaration. So guys, I'm sorry, but if you are a US resident, all you need to do is inform your bank that you are a US national. So it's important because that's the way the American regulations are placed, and common reporting standards are again European regulations, and Pakistan is a signatory to common reporting standards, and information is shared globally among tax authorities. So keep that in mind, that if you open this account, please do inform your tax authorities wherever you are in the world that you have opened this digital account, because your information is publicly available just for the tax authorities. So keep that in mind. It is not an era of secrecy. I will repeat, your information will be available, especially those living in USA and Europe. आपकी information आपके taxman को available है. So keep that in mind. कोई secret नहीं. आपको अपनी source income वगैरह बतानी है, and the blink of a second, your banker will say, yes, thank you so much. You'll get an email confirming कि आपका account 48 hours के अंदर खोल दिया जाएगा. So the ID documents are again very simple. So I would recommend that ये presentation I'll share with you. You don't have to take notes, or you'll just we'll share it with you electronically. All you need is a scanned CNIC, scanned passport. तस्वीर वो आपको कैमरा ही वहीं से ले लेगा. Proof of profession, photo आपकी live हो जाएगी और आपके signatures भी digital होंगे. So you don't have to move. All you need is an ID, a passport, and proof of income, and that's it. This is the simple KYC. This was the best possible way we could move forward. And by the way, let me tell you guys that Pakistan is already FATF compliant as far as the financial sector is concerned. So there is a lot of good news about. So don't worry about FATF and things like that. We are compliant, and our financial sector is very well, placed to handle any such issues. And so are we. Lifestyle products, and I have already told you, you can pay utility bills, e-commerce, ATM, debit cards, whatever you can do in Europe, you can do in Pakistan. Then you can invest in Naya Pakistan certificates. I'll talk about this in detail. You can invest in stocks, and you can buy property, and you can buy a car as well. So I'll come to that. And you can donate money through Samaji Khidmat. You can do a lot. So that is why we call it a suite of lifestyle products. Naya Pakistan certificates are now available in Euro and Great Britain pound. Simplified tax treatment. Only 10% withholding tax is deducted in the profit. You don't have to, non-resident Pakistanis don't have to file tax returns in Pakistan. Keep that in mind. Very minimum charges, no charges by Pakistani banks for transactions conducted within Pakistan, and correspondent banks have reduced their charges from between $5 to $9. So wherever you are in Europe and the US and the Middle East, your bank will charge you between $5 to $9 per transaction. And you can get a car for yourself. You can give money as donation through Roshan Samaji Khidmat. Your bank portals will be connecting you to Shaukat Khanam, Abdul Sattar Edi, Suite in Karachi, the Citizen Foundation, you name it, any NGO that operates in Pakistan, your Russian digital account will be able to connect you to that product. So why are we so excited about the Russian Apni car features, and what does it add to? One was that for a Russian Apni car, this is a loan. You can borrow from Pakistani banks. This is again a digital process. The insurance rate is standard, very, very low. It's at 1.4% in comparison with more than 2.5% for the locals. There are flexible tenors, reduced markup of as low as 7%, and it is available in both conventional and Sharia based. And your car will be delivered to less than 50% of the standard delivery time. And Toyota, for example, has confirmed that they will be providing the new car in less than a month. Then we have Roshan Samaji Khidmat. Like I told you, that you can give your zakat, your donation. You can donate to the Asas program. You can donate to literally every charity that operates in Pakistan. I've already named a few. That is, Silani in Karachi, Abdul Sattar Edi, Shaukat Khanam, Suit, all hospitals, whoever are connected to the financial sector, you can give your money to those, and I think millions of rupees drop in Roshan Samaji Khidmat. Now here is the star product of the government of Pakistan. These are called the Naya Pakistan certificates, and they are available in 3, 6, 12 month and 3 and 5 year tenors, and the rates range between 5.5 to 7%. And this is an exceptional rate that you will not be able to get anywhere in the world. This is only being offered to non-resident Pakistanis. And out of the $1.1 billion that we have gotten in Pakistan, about $750 million have been invested in the Naya Pakistan certificates, varying depending on the tenor that the prospective investor wants. So this money is being invested, and there is, again, like I told you earlier, this money is repatriable. This is like government debt, and there were questions as to what is the security. So the security, Dr. Sahab, I would like to share with you is the government of Pakistan. It is not any, it is a liability, it's owned, and it has to be repaid by the government of Pakistan. Irrespective of who is in power, I repeat, this money is owed to you by the government of Pakistan, and we remain committed to pay this money as and when you demand at your discretion. No questions asked, no approval processes, absolutely no bureaucracy, no koi clerky nahi hai, kuch nahi hai. All you need to do is to write to your bank, mere paise wapas bhej dein, hum aapke paise wapas bhej denge. As simple as that. And keep it in mind, the participants, that in the past 10 months, we have gotten about $24 billion in remittances. So the confidence that is $24 billion, I repeat, this is in just the 10 months, and going forward in the couple of 2 months, we anticipate another $4 to $5 billion. So we are already crossing all barriers, all records. So ये सारे पिछले कई सालों के रिकॉर्ड टूट गए हैं इस साल में, the support that we have gotten to Pakistan, and दुनिया भर में remittances कम हुई हैं, हमारे यहाँ बढ़ गई हैं by 17%. उसका भी data available है. So so I think the Pakistanis are showing tremendous confidence on Pakistan. Tax pay, I think I've already told you, only 10%. Sharia compliant Naya Pakistan certificates available, and Sharia ka, there is a full-fledged Sharia mechanism at the State Bank of Pakistan and the government of Pakistan, that is the Ministry of Finance. And in fact, State Bank was rated the most progressive Islamic banking regulator in the world. It used to be Malaysia and Bahrain, but last year it was Pakistan. So Pakistan mein Islamic banking pe bahut kaam hua. In fact, our total banking assets have crossed 12%. Islamic banking sector के assets 12% से बढ़ चुके हैं in Pakistan. And I even if at the cost of repetition, Sharia compliant. जब हम कह रहे हैं Sharia compliant है, तो there's a Sharia board, there are Sharia scholars overseeing it, so it is Sharia compliance. पैसे जब मर्जी वापस ले जाए, please. Now what we are also trying is to ensure that there is good user experience. So we are constantly engaged with the customers. In fact, today should be the 150th webinar that myself and Murza Sayyid Saab have addressed and talked to. So we have had a chat with thousands of Pakistanis. We are consistently engaged with them. Our team in Pakistan is engaged with the non-resident Pakistanis 24 hours a day through Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. Banks are reporting to us daily. SBP, State Bank of Pakistan, is constantly monitoring, and we are sharing data publicly. The useful resources are as follows. You can connect us through these websites. You can connect with us on social media. You can get these RDA info material here. And here is the end of my presentation. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Saab. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for this, your detailed statement, or rather I say the progress report for what's going on. And we are the month of May, and you are saying everything in a positive mode going up. And I'm sure I can see that it will go, like you mentioned, that 9 million overseas Pakistan around, and still we have only 143,000 accounts. So imagine when major people will come on board, where the deposit will go, And I thank you for giving us detail on Naya Pakistan certificate. Really, and as I said, in double in number in 5 rupee and in dollar, which that return you won't get it. The tax point was very clear. If anybody opened the account, he has nothing to file the return. As there's no income also, supposing if you open a current account, you just deposit the money. But if you want to put in any Naya certificate or any term deposit, then you have the earning, then you have deduction. But if you do not have, then you don't have to worry about your money will be taxable or not taxable. So that I want to clear the tax implication. It's only when you earn money from your investment, and then you don't need to file returns as per say the final result. That is, I want to more explain clearly, and I comment that now there are 11 banks or 12 banks, and within 48 hours you can open account. Another thing I can add, it especially last time the chairman Ahmed Saab mentioned that now you can open the capital market account without visiting on digitally, and you can trade in the stock market, and you can fetch the return. Pakistan stock market is doing great, not for now, from past. In spite of pandemic, in spite of challenges, the Pakistan stock market is on top level. And I request all our European origin Pakistanis to invest and enjoy the taste of the profit from these investments. They are very good scripts and is an opportunity for Pakistanis, I must say. And there are good shares in the market and good returns on the share. You can always spread out your investment and you can test yourself, and then you start putting your money on that account. I will a little add to it, because now I would like to invite all my representatives from all these countries to have 2 minutes talk, and with endorsement that how they can proceed to promote that and introduce. But before they introduce, I will introduce myself, that I'm the president, founding president for Pakistan Business Professional Council, which is established by in 2005 here and inaugurated by General Pervez Musharraf in Emirates Palace Hotel. Since then, we are the leading council. There are 30 councils in Abu Dhabi, and as per Abu Dhabi Chamber, we are the leading one. We are holding the flag on the top of here in Abu Dhabi and in United Arab Emirates, because our members spread all over UAE, not only in Abu Dhabi. I'm from A. Ferguson and Company, Karachi. I was there for 7 years. I'm basically an accountant, and I'm with Elliott Group, Elliott Hadishai Chartered Accountant, Elliott Management Consulting. We are attending nearly 400 international companies here. I'm just telling the impact of our experience here. We have more than 60 staff here. We are spread out in 80 countries. So we have a good background, and where I promote all, that is the reason of our strength. I bring and conduct in the Pakistan Business Professional Council all my experiences wherever I meet the CEOs, and I request them, please, this is an opportunity. We are not asking your help or any donation. This is an opportunity, it's a benefit, and I know after 2 years, it will be a walk of life. With that, I will invite Mr. Shahid Nadeem. He is the key man in Austria, is the president, and he's the person who has initiated this to bring all those representatives. I'm very thankful for him. He has visited Dubai also, and he has a great experience, and he is the way forward in Europe. Over to Shahid Nadeem.
Thank you very much, Dr. Anas, for your kind words, and Pakistan Business Professional Council and State Bank of Pakistan, Dr. Murtaza Saeed Irfan Ali, for your cooperation to make this happen. And today we are together approaching the community living abroad. First of all, I can introduce to all of you that my name is Shahid Nadeem, and I'm the president of Austria-Pakistan Association. Actually, Our main focus is we are diaspora organization focusing on trade, culture, and education sector, as well as we are focusing anything in interest of Pakistan or the community living abroad in Pakistan. So that's what one of the key topic we were actually trying to approach outreach the community living here. So that's why we have planned with the Dr. Anas that how we can outreach the community to make it better in the future. I would say it's an excellent initiative by the government of Pakistan, along with the state banks and its partner banks, to offering overseas Pakistanis a presence-less repatriable digital account opening facility. It is an excellent opportunity for overseas Pakistanis to operate their RDA Roshan digital account from anywhere in the world by just an easy click, the few steps, and they can support their family, friends, and have opportunity to invest into the Pakistan's vibrant economy and definitely gain a handsome amount of benefits. Whereas I think, don't think so there is any, I can see initiated by any other government offering overseas Pakistani such kind of schemes. And I think the overseas Pakistanis living abroad in Europe or UAE or around the world, they should take advantage of it. It's an excellent opportunity. I can say while living here, if having account here in Austria, for example, what we are getting by having income here or putting income here, and what we can get if we open a digital account and put invest in our money there in Pakistan. So I think is a lot of difference. These are the two things that not only we can support our nation, as well as we can support ourselves. Because by putting money here, we are getting nothing, to be honest. We are getting it's just a few percent at a point, 1 or 2% we are getting interest or something. But if you put your money there, on the way, not only you can support your loved ones, your family and your friends, other than you can put in your money in the Naya Pakistan certificate, or you can invest in a property. There are a lot of opportunities in Pakistan. You can put your money by investing in the stock exchange. So it's a whole thing that you can get advantage of it. So I will also insist the people living here are members of Austria-Pakistan Association in Austria, and the community. There really is a very good scheme for the State Bank of the Pakistan, and they should get advantage of it. Other than that, I have also discussed Mr. Dr. Anas that how we can further promote in the future the state banks schemes and the all allied banks, how we can in a good way to promote in the UAE or the whole Europe. Because if we talk about the European, there's the 27 countries plus the EEA states, and the SWIFT itself is about 31 states. So I have discussed that time to time we can conduct it for the community, and we expand it in future to the further states. And this is we can take this responsibility in Europe, that we will in the future extend it to the further countries involved, the diaspora, active diaspora organizations or the community representative. The way time to time we can market the state bank or banks products easily in Europe. And because there are the different languages in Europe, so it will be also easy that people like living here, the diaspora organizations, the community events, so we can also translate in a language. It will be easy somehow for the other people who don't understand, and especially young people we can involve, because them in the schemes, they also get advantage of this. That was the my suggestion to Dr. Anas. We can talk later, also carry on with this with Dr. Anas in future. Other than that, Austria-Pakistan Association already had took initiative. We have access to the community. If someone have in Austria problem to open up account, any kind of information, we have a email address, we have a telephone number, they can approach, and we try our level best to help them to open up account or any problem they are facing. So that was for now, and thank you once again for this webinar.
Thank you, Shahid Nadeem Saab. I appreciate that. I'm sure you have a good product, Eurobond now, which is giving more return than anyone. So I think you promote that apart from opening the bank account. Now I will invite Madam Maya Heather from Germany for a small statement. She's there?
Yeah.
Over to Madam Maya Heather.
We can take the Mr. Tariq Javed. I think she left because of her mother is ill.
Okay, over to Mr. Tariq Javed from Germany.
First of all, salam to everyone, and I am really happy to join this excellent webinar today. Before this, I also joined some webinar with the Pakistani embassy here in Germany, and also with, I think, Mr. Murtaza been also there. So I have some question which I got from the Pakistani community. I would like to explain or ask in Urdu language because it can be possible some people who are viewing us, they can understand it's better. First of all, there is some experience के बैंक अल हबीब इसको अगर फर्दर कोई बंदा अपने फंड्स ट्रांसफर करना चाहता है रोशन डिजिटल अकाउंट्स में, तो वहाँ एक प्रॉब्लम आ रही है। सम अकाउंट होल्डर जो थे वो एमसीबी के थे और उन लोगों ने कोशिश की अपने फंड्स को ट्रांसफर करने के लिए अल हबीब बैंक में, तो वो बिल्कुल नहीं हो रहे क्योंकि ये आ रहा है कि वो 17 डिजिट जो है वो सबमिट करें, इसमें वो दें, जबकि अल हबीब के मेरा ख्याल है 16 डिजिट जो है वो है। तो ये एक प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है। जिन लोगों ने ऑलरेडी आरडीए अकाउंट ओपन किया है वो इससे थोड़ा से कंफ्यूज हैं। तो मेरी दरख्वास्त होगी जो भी इससे कंसर्न इंस्टीट्यूट है एमसीबी या स्टेट बैंक, वो काइंडली इसको ज़रूर देखें। दूसरा एक इशू ऐसा था कि इसकी ओपनिंग में जो रिसोर्स ऑफ इनकम सैलरी स्लिप या कुछ ऐसी चीज़ को मांग रहे हैं, तो बहुत से पाकिस्तानी ऐसे भी हैं ओवरसीज जो काम नहीं करते, बल्कि वो गवर्नमेंट से कोई ना कोई बेनिफिट जो है वो उनको मिल रहा है। और अगर ऐसे लोग पॉलिटिकल स्टे पे हों या जॉब बेनिफिट्स पे हों, वो अपना आरडीए अकाउंट खोलना चाहें, तो उनके लिए काइंडली अगर कोई गाइडेंस हो सके तो प्लीज़ ज़रूर उसको भी जो है ना ज़रूरी है कि लोगों तक पहुंचा दिया जाए। जहाँ तक इन्फॉर्मेशन हमें है, जैसा कि मैंने पहले अर्ज़ किया कि मैं 1-2 वेबिनार अटेंड कर चुका हूँ और कुछ इन्फॉर्मेशन है हम अपने तौर पर तो दे रहे हैं, लेकिन कुछ ऐसी ऑफिशियल चीज़ें हैं कि अगर वो बंदा अपनी सैलरी पे वो स्लिप नहीं कर सकता तो वहाँ पर ब्रेक लग जाती है। तो काइंडली इन चीज़ों को मेरी हम्बल रिक्वेस्ट होगी कि ज़रूर देखा जाए। और एक मेरी और तजवीज़ है, हम तो वॉलंटियरली इसको सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं, लोगों में अवेयरनेस दे रहे हैं, और अगर किसी तरीके से हो सके कि ओवरसीज में जितनी एम्बेसीज हैं वो भी इसके लिए कोशिश करें। जस्ट एक वेबिनार कर देना मेरे ख्याल में एनफ नहीं है कि जितने लोगों का राब्ता एम्बेसीज से रहता है वो इसको इजी तरीके से अवाम में और ज़्यादा जो है वो कर सकते हैं। तो मैं यही रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि इस पे थोड़ा सा गौर कर लिया जाए। 2 चीज़ें, जो एक तो अल हबीब बैंक के डिजिट का इशू आ रहा है उस पे, और जो लोग अपनी रिसोर्स ऑफ इनकम जैसे कोई सैलरी स्लिप वगैरह नहीं दे सकते, उसके लिए क्या हो सकता है। फॉर एग्जांपल पॉलिटिकल स्टे वाले लोग जो हैं उनको 450 यूरो एवरी मंथ मिलते हैं, वो लोग अपना 200, 250, 300 यूरो सेव करके अपने प्यारों को बेच सकते हैं। तो अगर उनके लिए हम थोड़ी बहुत आसानी पैदा कर दें तो मैं समझता हूँ ये एक बहुत ही अच्छी ऑफर होगी उन लोगों के लिए भी कि वो डायरेक्ट, एक तो वो किसी एजेंट के हत्थे नहीं चढ़ेंगे, हुंडी के जरिए भेजने की उनको जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी, वो डायरेक्ट जो है अपना जितनी भी अमाउंट, जितने भी फंड्स ट्रांसफर करना चाहें वो कर सकते हैं। انہی الفاظ کے ساتھ میں بہت مشکور ہوں محترم جناب ڈاکٹر انس صاحب کا اور رانا شاہد ندیم صاحب کا کہ انہوں نے ایک شاندار ویبینار آرگنائز کیا اور آپ سب لوگوں کی گفتگو سننے کا موقع فراہم کیا. تھینک یو سر.
میں یہاں پر ایک کریکشن کر دینا چاہتا ہوں. Our president name is Dr. Said Qaisar Anis. It's Anis, A-N-E-E-S, Anis. Please. Thank you. Over to you, Dr. Sir.
بہت شکریہ طارق جاوید صاحب, آپ کا پوائنٹ ویل نوٹڈ ہے. آپ نے بہت اچھے پوائنٹ بتا دیے. یہ ایمبیسی پہ ہم نے رابطہ ہے ہمارا, اور شاہد ندیم صاحب کے تھرو میں بھی انشاءاللہ نیکسٹ ویبینار will be the ambassadors will be there also. So it will be soon, it will be coming. I'm working on that also. Apart from your political state thing, yes, a question mark here because of the residence problem. I think State Bank Pakistan can look into it. And we will see all your points. Thank you, Tariq Javed Sahab. And میری request ہے کہ آپ نے جیسے کہا ہے کہ اور لوگوں سے بھی بات کریں گے, تو please continue that. And یہ ایک روٹین بنا لیں اس چیز کو. So it will be great to give a return back to Pakistan. Now I'll invite Mia Aftab from Italy, the historical country. Mia Aftab.
ڈاکٹر صاحب اگر آپ مناسب سمجھیں تو اس کا ایک دو جو انہوں نے چیزیں ریز کی ہیں میں اس کا جواب دے سکتا ہوں.
ضرور ضرور سر. مرتضیٰ صاحب.
اچھا عرفان ہے سر. اچھا دیکھیں ایک تو جو بینک لبیب اور ایم سی بی کا انہوں نے جو ذکر ریز کیا یہ بالکل ٹھیک ہے. اس کو ہم دونوں بینکس کے ساتھ ٹیک اپ کر لیں گے. ٹیمپریریلی اگر آسانی رہے تو آئی بین انٹرنیشنل بینک اکاؤنٹ نمبر اگر وہ لے لیں جو ویب پہ بھی مل جاتا ہے, اس کے لیے ڈھونڈنا نہیں پڑتا. اگر آپ بینک کی ویب سائٹ پہ جائیں گے تو آئی بین مل جائے گا ادھر سے, وہ جو جتنا آپ 13 ڈیجٹ 17 ڈیجٹ جو بھی آپ کہہ رہے ہیں وہ وہاں پر آ جائے گا. بٹ اینی وے میں انہیں کہتا ہوں اس کو ریزالو کریں. دوسرا یہ انیوژل بات بالکل نہیں ہے طارق جاوید صاحب کے لوگ کوئی بینیفٹس پہ ہوں یا ان کی انکم بینیفٹس پہ بھی جو ہوتے ہیں ان کے پاس بھی کوئی پروف ہوتا ہے کہ جی ہم بینیفٹس پہ, اور ہم نے بینیفٹس پہ جو لوگ آئے ان کے اپنے اکاؤنٹس کھولیں. ایلیجیبلٹی ہمیشہ دیکھیں یاد رکھیے کوئی پولیٹیکل اسائلم پہ ہو کوئی اور وجہ ہو ہمیں کوئی اعتراض نہیں ہے ایز لانگ ایز وہ نان ریزیڈنٹ ہے اور وہ پاکستان ثابت کر سکتا ہے کہ وہ باہر رہتا ہے اور اس کے بعد ہمارا شناختی کارڈ ہے اینڈ دیٹس اٹ. اس میں ہمارے ایمبیسی کا سٹاف بھی شامل ہے, ہمارے فوجی بھی شامل ہیں جو کہ یو این کی خدمت کرتے ہیں. کوئی بھی نان ریزیڈنٹ اس نے بتانا ہے جس بھی وہ طریقے سے باہر گیا ہو ہم اس کو فیسیلیٹیٹ کریں گے. اور ایمبیسیز بھی کر رہی ہیں, اور آج جو آپ نے کہا یہ بالکل درست بات ہے کہ ایمبیسیز کے بغیر تو ہم چل ہی نہیں سکتے. تو ایمبیسیز کے ساتھ ہم رابطے میں, ہم ان کے ساتھ بروشرز شیئر کر رہے ہیں, میلز دے رہے ہیں, پریزنٹیشن کر رہے ہیں. اور ہم اس جیسے ڈاکٹر انیس صاحب نے کہا ہے کہ یہ فردر پچھلی جو میٹنگز ہم نے کی ہیں ایمبیسڈر کی موجودگی میں کی. ایمبیسڈرز تو ظاہر ہے بہت بزی لوگ ہوتے ہیں, بٹ ان کے نیچے جو سٹاف ہے وہ بھی ایکٹیولی ہمارے ساتھ انگیجڈ ہیں, اور ہم پوری کوشش کر رہے ہیں کہ پاکستانی ڈائسپورا تک میکسیمم آؤٹ ریچ ہو. میں نے آپ کو پہلے ہی بتایا تھا کہ 1,40,000 اکاؤنٹ کھولیں, 9 ملین کھول لیں تو آپ لوگ سپورٹ کر رہے ہیں تو کھولیں گے انشاءاللہ. ہم نے انفراسٹرکچر تو بنا دیا ہے.
راستہ بتا دیا آپ نے. بہت بہت شکریہ, بہت بہت شکریہ سید صاحب نے امیڈیٹلی سارٹ آؤٹ کر دی پرابلم. اینڈ اس بینک کا دیکھ لیجیے گا, آئی تھنک ان کا پلیٹ فارم مضبوط کر دیں ذرا. اوور ٹو مسٹر میاں آفتاب صاحب.
جی السلام علیکم سب مہمانوں کو میری طرف سے. میں بھی اردو میں ہی بات کروں گا.
جی پلیز اردو میں کریں سر, بیسٹ لینگویج ہے دنیا کی.
ایک تو یہ کہ جو ہماری اٹلی میں ایمبیسی ہے وہ اس پراپر روشن ڈیجیٹل اکاؤنٹ پہ 2-3 ویبنار پوری کمیونٹی کے ساتھ کر چکی ہے. میں اٹلی کے حوالے سے آپ کو, اور کونسلیٹ اپنی جگہ پہ چونکہ میلان اور روم کا کافی ڈسٹینس ہے تو کونسلیٹ بھی اس سلسلے میں ایک ویبنار کر چکی ہے اٹلی میں. ایک تو پرابلم جو طارق جاوید صاحب نے بتائی ہے, جو پولیٹیکل سٹے پہ لوگ ہوتے ہیں انہیں پاسپورٹ کی بھی پرابلم ہوتی ہے, اسپیشلی جو لیبر کنٹریز ہے, اٹلی ہے, یونان ہے, اسپین ہے, وہاں ان لوگوں کا پاسپورٹ کا پروسیس کافی لینتھی ہوتا ہے لینے میں. اور اگر اس میں انہیں کوئی رعایت مل جائے کہ ایک ڈاکومنٹ پاکستان کا آئی ڈی کارڈ ہو جائے یا کوئی اور پاکستانی ڈاکومنٹ, پاسپورٹ کی فوٹو کاپی
یا ایمبیسی کونسلیٹ میں اگر انہوں نے جمع کروایا ہوا ہے تو اس کی رسید پہ ان کا اکاؤنٹ کھل جائے تو اس سے بھی بڑی سہولت ہوگی. اور ایک میں تجویز دینا چاہوں گا، میں نے کافی جگہ پہ ای میلز بھی کی ہے لیکن سنوائی کوئی نہیں ہوئی. ہمارے یہاں اٹلی میں جو ڈاک خانہ ہے اس کا بینک آج سے 12-14 سال پہلے انہوں نے سٹارٹ کیا، اور انہوں نے اٹلی میں رہنے والے جو فارنرز ہیں انہیں ایک آپشن دیا. اس میں باقی جتنے بھی غیر ملکی اٹلی میں مقیم ہیں، پاکستانیوں میں بہت کم لوگ یوز کرتے ہیں، میں اسے یوز کرتا ہوں. اس وجہ سے جو ڈاکخانے کا بینک ہے وہ تمام بینکوں کو کراس کر گیا. وہ ایک اکاؤنٹ پر جو میرا اکاؤنٹ ہے اس میں 2 ATM کارڈ دیتے ہیں، ایک اسپیشل پاکستان کے لیے جو میرے گھر والے یوز کرتے ہیں اور ایک میں یہاں پہ یوز کرتا ہوں. وہ 2 ATM کارڈ ڈیفرنٹ ہیں. مجھے جو پیسے ویسٹرن یونین یا منی گرام بھیجنے پڑتے ہیں وہ ضرورت نہیں ہوتی. میرا یہاں پہ یہ اکاؤنٹ ہے، اسی اکاؤنٹ سے میرے گھر والے یوز کر لیتے ہیں. اس میں جو ہماری لیبر کنٹریز ہیں، بہت اکثریت فرانس یا انگلینڈ امریکہ کو چھوڑ کے جتنی بھی لیبر کنٹریز ہیں ان میں اکثر یہ پرابلم ہوتی ہے کہ گھر میں اگر تھوڑے پیسے ضرورت ہوں تو ہم ویسٹرن یونین منی گرام کے چکر میں ٹائم لگاتے ہیں. اب مجھے یہ سہولت ہے کہ اگر گھر میں 10-20 ہزار بھی ضرورت ہو تو میں اسی وقت اپنے اکاؤنٹ میں کسی جگہ سے بھی جمع کراتا ہوں، وہ وہاں پہ ATM کارڈ یوز کر لیتے ہیں. تو اگر روشن ڈیجیٹل اکاؤنٹ میں بھی یہ سہولت دی جائے کہ 2 ATM کارڈ دیے جائیں، ایک ATM پاکستان میں یوز ہو فیملی، وہ جو لوگ لینا چاہیں وہ لے لیں، اور ایک ATM جو اکاؤنٹ ہولڈر ہے اس کے پاس اویلیبل ہو. تو اس سے میرا خیال ہے کہ عرب کنٹریز اور ہمارے جو یہ اٹلی، اسپین اور یونان جیسے ملک ہیں، ان کے مطلب اگر آپ یہ آپشن یوز کریں گے تو میرا خیال ہے کہ 1 سال بعد جو انکم ہے ایک تو وہ 100% ڈبل ہو جائے گی اکاؤنٹس میں، اور دوسرا جو ہم ویسٹرن یونین اور دوسری ایجنسیز کو پے کرتے ہیں وہ پیسہ پاکستان کے ذریعے مبادلہ میں چلا جائے گا. باقی میں مبارکباد دیتا ہوں آپ سب کو، خاص کر کے ڈاکٹر قیصر انیس صاحب ہے، شاہد ندیم صاحب ہے، باقی جتنے بھی پارٹیسپینٹ ہیں کہ انہوں نے ٹائم دیا. اور یہ ایک بہت ہی میرے لیے تو بہت ہی انفارمیٹو پروگرام تھا. آگے بھی روشن ڈیجیٹل کے حوالے سے کیے ہیں لیکن جس طریقے سے تفصیل آج بتائی گئی ہے وہ بہت ہی کارآمد ہے، اور ہمیں آگے جو کمیونٹی ہے ان کو بھی بتانے میں سہولت ملے گی. اور اس کے ساتھ جس طرح طارق جاوید صاحب نے ایمبیسی کا کہا ہے، اس کے علاوہ اگر اسٹیٹ بینک خود یا پاکستان سے جو لوگ بھی یہ کر رہے ہیں وہ متعلقہ جو تنظیمیں ہیں کمیونٹیز کے اندر کام کر رہی ہیں، اگر وہ اس طرح کے ویبنار یا پروگرام، چونکہ اب لاک ڈاؤن ختم ہو رہا ہے 1 جون سے پورے یورپ میں، تو وہ اس طرح کے فنکشن آرگنائز کریں، انفارمیشن کے دیں، تو میرا خیال ہے کہ 9 ملین کا جو ٹارگٹ ہے وہ اچیو کیا جا سکتا ہے.
انشاءاللہ.
میں آپ سب کو مبارکباد دیتا ہوں اور بہت شکریہ. تھینک یو.
I think I have a very good point. یہ 2 ATM کا کارڈ I think is very functional and I think یہ سعید صاحب بتا سکیں گے، سعید عرفانی صاحب بتا سکیں گے یہ.
جی بالکل سر. ایک تو میں سلوٹ کرنا چاہوں گا آفتاب صاحب کو، انہوں نے اتنے زبردست طریقے سے اپنی بات بیان کی، اور آئی تھنک ہم تو بالکل آپ کے لیے حاضر ہیں آفتاب صاحب، اور آپ ایک چھوڑ 4 ATM بنوا لیں. اور اپنے ہمارے بینکوں کو ہدایت ہے آپ کے لیے کہ آپ اپنی وائف کے ساتھ، اگر وہ پاکستان میں ہیں، اپنے بھائی کے ساتھ، اپنے والد کے ساتھ آپ جوائنٹ اکاؤنٹ کھول لیں اور ڈیجیٹلی کھول لیں. ہمیں کوئی اعتراض نہیں ہے قطعاً بھی، اور آپ جتنے مرضی ATM ایشو کروا لیں لوکلی اور جس کو مرضی دے دیں، آپ کو پوری اجازت ہے ہماری طرف سے. یو کین جسٹ جو بھی آپ کا بینک ہے آپ اس کے ساتھ رابطہ کریں. آپ کو اگر آپ نے اکاؤنٹ نہیں کھولا تو آپ کھول لیں. 12 بینک کی لسٹ میں آپ کے ساتھ شیئر کر چکا ہوں. کسی بھی بینک میں جو آپ کو سوٹ کرے آپ ادھر جائیں اور ادھر لکھ دیں کہ مجھے سید عرفان علی نے کہا کہ مجھے 4 ATM دے دو.
جی میرا اوپن ہے اکاؤنٹ.
مذاق کر رہا ہوں. بہرحال الحمدللہ یہ ہو جائے گا، اور یہ سارے پاکستانیز کے لیے. اور ہم نے جان بوجھ کر قانون میں اپنے سسٹم میں لکھا ہے، وضع کیا ہے باقاعدہ क्या आप अपने पार्टनर्स के साथ, आपकी वो पार्टनर आपकी वाइफ हो सकती हैं, आपका भाई हो सकते हैं, आपके वालिदैन हो सकते हैं, जिसको आप चाहें आप खोल लें। वो इसीलिए किया गया था कि नॉन रेजिडेंट्स को तकलीफ होती थी कि वो बाहर से कैसे अपने बंदों को फैसिलिटेट करें, वो हमने कर दिया, आप कर लें। उसके बाद जो आपने बात की कि कम्युनिटी, हमने कम्युनिटीज के साथ भी वेबिनार्स किए हैं, बट हमारी ख्वाहिश होती है कि हमारी एम्बेसी बीच में आए, क्योंकि एम्बेसी आप लोगों को हमसे जाहिर है बेहतर जानती है, और बेहतर तुम, हमारी ख्वाहिश होती है कि मैक्सिमम लोगों तक पहुंचे। तो जो आप इटली में एम्बेसी है, आप वो पहले भी कर चुकी है, दोबारा हम कराने के लिए तैयार हैं, हम हाजिर हैं। और ये देखें आप, ये सक्सेसफुल हुआ ही आपकी वजह से। तो हम आपको, हम बैठे इसीलिए हैं कि आपको फैसिलिटेट करें, और हम करेंगे इंशाल्लाह।
बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया सैयद इरफान साहब, आप के 4-5 ATM ले सकते हैं, हर को रिश्तेदार को दे सकते हैं आप, एज लॉन्ग एंड फंड ट्रांसफर करते रहे वहाँ पे। माशाल्लाह 1,25,000 लोग रहते हैं इटली में, पाकिस्तान ओरिजिन के। Now, I would like to invite Mrs. Maya Haidar, as she has come back. She messaged us now. Is Miss Maya Haidar came back from Germany? Yes. Miss Maya Haidar, over to you. I can see your beautiful face.
Yeah, unmute. Ask her to unmute.
Unmute. Okay. Thank you, sir. First of all, thanks all of you. You just gave us opportunity to ask questions, to just like say or like express our opinions. It is really nice that you opened this RDA, Roshan Digital account. I'm very thankful to you, as it is a really helpful for all the foreigners there, Pakistanis especially, who are living in foreign, and they can do. I have some questions. I won't take a lot of time. First of all, is there any age limit to open this account? For example, my son, he is a student here and he's doing his apprenticeship. Is he allowed to open his account? He is under 18. This is the first question. And the second question is Khadija Mohsen. She has written this question here. And is there any legal protection? I mean, ordinance, because in 1998, there were some foreign currency accounts, they were frozen. And we just want to ask if there is anything for our protection or security. It's just like, because a lot of people, they are asking the same question. No? Thanks a lot.
Thank you. I will answer, Maya Haidar. About this freezing of foreign currency, I know that even happened, but mind it, those accounts still they get more benefit to that, because the government has given more returns to them in Pak rupee, over 10% annual return they were giving to all those money. But still, the Pakistan government, I think Ms. Sayyid finally can explain better way about both the question.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Heather. I think some very good questions. One, as far as the protection of your money is concerned, there is a law called Protection of Foreign Currency Accounts 2001. So that law is in place, and your money is well protected. But there is a long answer to that. But the money that was frozen in 1998 was all paid back. So the government of Pakistan owes nothing to nobody anywhere in the world. So the freezing aspect, although it did happen, but it was extremely temporary. Ideally, for a minor to open an account, he has to open it in partnership with an elder, 18 years and above, because he'll have a difficult time showing what's the source of his income. But this, I think I'll need to, better check in, because we haven't had any minors opening accounts in Pakistan yet. But ideally, he can open an account with his mom or his dad, and that would be the right thing to do, so that his income does not come into question. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
And thank you so much for the image answer. And I think that's a good solution to have a joint account.
Exactly.
And that's the way all over the world. And thank you for asking these questions, Madam Maya Haidar. Now I would like to invite Dr. Huma Jamshed from Spain, another historical country.
Thank you very much for being in such informative program. It's a wonderful product, Roshan Digital Account, because I have experienced account in National Bank, Habib Bank, United Bank, but no account of mine is operative because of lots of problems. Because whenever I visit Pakistan, it never happened more than, so whatever problem, sign-in problem or any digital problem is not resolved yet. So it's a wonderful news. I will my account today, inshallah ta'ala, and then try to open account for my husband and for my children. I am under educational, social and cultural association. So I want 2,000 members, so I will try my best to open their accounts. It's a wonderful product, wonderful services, and very easy to open. I have few questions, and I'm also owner of travel agency. So I have clients who want to pay the Hajj fees, Hajj tickets, and to pay the tickets for their and for their parents, because sometimes if you issue the inbound ticket, it's expensive if you issue from in. So it's better they buy from Pakistan, but they need money to pay. So this is a wonderful opportunity to purchase in Pakistani currency in Pakistan. So this is very wonderful. And I want to invite to Barcelona. I can host you, sir, because sometimes webinar it doesn't work. I will try to organize different sessions with our embassy consulate. We are very lucky. We have very friendly investor and very friendly and very humanly consul general Imran Ali Chaudhry. So we have no obstacle and talking and resolving any issue, and there is no problem for the issuance of passport for asylum seeker or of any person, any Pakistani who is living here, however he came here, how he came here, what was the reason they get their passport in a day. So I want any person from very fastly in this way. And few like that, because it's not we are the Roshan digital account, but you cut the zakat from our deposit. This is the function. And it's not we don't want to pay. No, we want to pay, but this is the question. And some other question, like we don't have a double nationality law, a double nationality agreement. So many of us, we don't have POC card, because Pakistan original card, you need to first, you need to many of us, we don't want, we are waiting to make a deal between two governments, and if we get double nationality approval, so we will get more benefits. So without Pakistan origin card and without NIC card, can we open this account with our passport? And we have also problem once we issued our POC card, and if we miss it or some rocket, so the reissuance is very costly. The same charges and same procedure as the issuance of the first card. So I want to seek your help to any fast and easier approach to get this POC card. And without this POC card, is it possible to proceed? Thank you.
Dr. Humma Jamshed Saab, thank you so much. I'm over to Said finally. So if you kindly attend her questions.
I'm so sorry, Dr. Saab, मुझे जो उन्होंने कहा मुझे नहीं सुनाई दिया या समझ आया।
असल में
तो मेरी ये जो हमने मेल की है, काइंडली इन्हें दरख्वास्त करें कि ये उधर एक मेल भेज दें, हम इनके एक एक सवाल का जवाब दे देंगे। अनफॉर्चुनेटली कनेक्शन कुछ अच्छा नहीं था,
वीक था बहुत।
जी जी, कुछ
मेरा ख्याल है थोड़ी बहुत समझ आ गई थी। आई थिंक एक तो सवाल था कि ज़कात डिडक्ट होता है कि नहीं इन अकाउंट्स में, एंड आई थिंक द ईजी आंसर टू दैट इज कि नहीं होता। These accounts don't automatically deduct zakat. तो ये तो बड़ा आसान था। जो दूसरा सवाल था वो था ये कि अगर आपके पास कोई प्रूफ है सच नहीं है कि आप नॉन रेजिडेंट पाकिस्तानी हैं, अगर आपके पास पॉइंट ऑफ ओरिजिन पाकिस्तान ओरिजिन कार्ड नहीं है या आपके पास CNIC या नाइको है, क्योंकि ये आई थिंक बता रही हैं डॉक्टर होमा के स्पेन में ड्यूअल नेशनैलिटी की नहीं है प्रोविजन, तो वो लोग जो स्पेनिश नेशनैलिटी ले लेते हैं दे हैव टू गिव अप देयर पाकिस्तानी नेशनैलिटी। तो मेरा ख्याल इसका जवाब इरफान साहब, इफ आई एम नॉट मिस्टेकन, अनफॉर्चुनेटली ये होगा कि इफ़ यू कैन नॉट एस्टैब्लिश कि आप नॉन रेजिडेंट पाकिस्तानी हैं या कोई पाकिस्तानी ओरिजिन कार्ड है, तो अनफॉर्चुनेटली आप ये अकाउंट नहीं खोल सकते। मेरा ख्याल है ये प्रॉब्ली इज़ अ सिंपल आंसर। और जो आपका तीसरा सवाल था डॉक्टर हुमा के, अगर आपका कार्ड गुम हो जाता है तो उसको फिर रिन्यू करने में उतने ही पैसे लगते हैं जितने ओरिजिनल में लगते हैं, वो मे बी वी कैन टॉक टू नादरा अबाउट दिस। ये हमारा इशू तो नहीं है अनफॉर्चुनेटली स्टेट बैंक का, लेकिन आपका फीडबैक हम उन्हें ज़रूर दे सकते हैं। एंड थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर योर काइंड इन्विटेशन टू अस टू कम टू स्पेन एंड टू हेल्प अस स्प्रेड द वर्ड। इंशाल्लाह वी विल टेक यू अप ऑन दैट जब ये कोरोना वायरस की सिचुएशन थोड़ी सी बेहतर होती है।
जी सर, थैंक यू सर। गवर्नर साहब, वाकई बार्सिलोना बहुत खूबसूरत जगह है, मैं जा चुका हूँ और वहाँ जो पाकिस्तानी है बहुत हेल्पफुल है। अगर मैं किसी दुकान में जाता हूँ तो कहते हैं सर आपके लिए आधे पैसे कह लिए हैं। So I know they have love for Pakistani people. I think Nurullah Saab want to say something. Nurullah Saab?
नहीं सर, अस्सलाम वालेकुम, थैंक यू सो मच। मैं भी स्टेट बैंक से हूँ। वो जो क्वेश्चन थे वो डीजी साहब ने ऑलरेडी रिस्पॉन्ड कर दिया, जस्ट वांटेड टू रिस्पॉन्ड।
Okay, thank you, Nurullah Saab. Now I would like to invite Mr. Khurram Shehzad Saab from Switzerland. So important, beautiful country.
Thanks a lot. First of all, I would like to thank all the panelists over here, all the organizers of this event. Very informative indeed. और बहुत खुशी हुई कि इस तरह के जो informative sessions है ये हो रहे हैं, and it will be definitely helpful for the community as well. और पाकिस्तान के जो RDA जो accounts हैं उसमें भी इसका इंशाल्लाह आने वाले वक्त में बहुत फायदा होगा। मेरी यहाँ पे बिकॉज आई एम जस्ट रनिंग आउट ऑफ टाइम अ बिट, मुझे एक क्वेश्चन है मेरा और एक सजेशन है which I would like to float over here as well. My question is very basic. Is it a current account or saving account, the RD account? उसकी वजह ये है कि मतलब हम लोग यहाँ पे जैसे हमारे सेविंग अकाउंट्स होते हैं, करंट अकाउंट्स होते हैं, सो दे हैव डिफरेंट सॉर्ट ऑफ ट्रांजैक्शंस एंड पर्पस भी उनका डिफरेंट होता है। सो दैट इज समथिंग व्हिच आई वुड लाइक टू नो। यूजुअली हम लोग जो यहाँ से रेमिटेंसेस करते हैं टू पाकिस्तान, for that we are being charged from the state bank. I'm not sure if it's really the charge which state bank is deducting or is it the middle bank which is doing that in Karachi, because मैं काफी अच्छे से transactions कर रहा हूँ और what I've experienced is कि a charge of $25 is being deducted in from UBL for instance, which because I'm sending from bank A from Switzerland जो यहाँ पे है UBS to bank B in Pakistan. बीच में एक middle bank है which is doing the conversion and they are charging a charge of $25 per transaction. On top of that, I'm paying 10 Swiss francs over here in Switzerland as well for the remittance. तो एक तो ये चीज़ कि इसको किसी तरीके से थोड़ा सा सिंप्लीफाई किया जाए, ट्रांसपेरेंट किया जाए, ताकि ये जो बीच में चार्जेस हैं ये अगर ये डिडक्ट हो सकें या मतलब राइट ऑफ हो सकें तो उससे थोड़ा इंक्रीज होगा, इंकरेज होंगे लोग इस चैनल को यूज़ करने का, बैंक टू बैंक चैनल है उसको यूज़ करने का। Then secondly, I have a suggestion which is about basically यहाँ पे people they have saving options, we have our saving accounts. Banks are not offering that much of interest, but we have other alternatives like insurance policies and investing in the stock market and stuff like that. Lekin to make it more attractive, why would an investor who is keeping his money over here in foreign currencies, why would he be attracted to invest more in the Roshan digital account? So there's just a suggestion which I would like to float here कि आप कोई ऐसे incentives उसमें रखें. I have seen that there is अपनी रोशन कार का आपने जो पैकेज स्टार्ट किया है, उसके अलावा पाकिस्तान में जैसे यहाँ पे स्विट्जरलैंड में फॉर एग्जांपल बैंक्स बहुत करते हैं कि आपको हॉलिडे पैकेजेस देते हैं. इफ यू आर हैविंग your accounts over here, if you're having saving accounts over here, they offer you specific, ये tourism से related country है, even Pakistan में tourism जो है ना वो उसको हम promote करना चाहते हैं. So it's a win-win situation for both of these departments, for the State Bank, for the remittance increase, और उसमें tourism को भी ये फायदा हो जाएगा कि जो packages लोगों को provide किए जाएंगे, they will utilize them. And it will generate the economy in that sense as well. So it's one thing. The other thing is that maybe giving them access to the VIP lounges at the airports. ये भी एक चीज है जिसको लोग as an incentive लेंगे. So then we have something really to offer to the community, to the people, to make them invest in this Roshan digital accounts. So that's all which I would like to say over here. Thank you.
Thank you. I think I can say a few words, and then if my colleagues also.
Sure.
Ekta ji, on your first question, this is both a saving or a current account. आपकी मर्जी है. आपने saving account खोलना है, आपने current account खोलना है, आपने दोनों खोलने हैं. Either option is available with the Roshan digital account, and you can open it open it singly, जिस तरह भी आपने करना है. And as Irfan Saab was saying at the beginning, it can be opened in Pakistani rupee or pretty much all the major currencies of the world. तो ये काफ़ी एक ब्रॉड बेस्ड किस्म का अकाउंट है. आपके सवाल का जवाब ये है कि सेविंग भी आप खोल सकते हैं, करंट भी खोल सकते हैं, दोनों भी खोल सकते हैं. In terms of the charges that the intermediary banks are charging and the very high amounts that they're charging, इसको हमने स्टडी किया और इसका सोल्यूशन जो हमने ये निकाला है वो ये है कि जो पाकिस्तानी बैंक है उन्होंने कमिट किया है कि वो कोई चार्जेस नहीं लेंगे रेमिटेंस के ऊपर, ना इनवर्ड्स ना आउटवर्ड. लेकिन जो उनके इंटरमीडिएरी बैंक्स हैं वो कभी कभी चार्ज करते हैं जिस तरह आप कह रहे हैं. लेकिन हमने we were able to get assurances from JP Morgan, Standard Chartered, Citibank, and Deutsche Bank, which I think are about 90% of our banks have intermediary relations with these banks, कि ये अपने charges आज से $5 to $9 से ज़्यादा नहीं लगाएंगे for RDA transactions. तो आप ज़रा अभी चेक करें, अगर आप अभी भी अपना करते हैं ट्रांसफर थ्रू RDA तो आपको अभी भी उतने ही पैसे लग रहे हैं जितने पहले लगते थे, क्योंकि ये रिसेंटली हमने उनके साथ ये नेगोशिएट किए कि ये जो 4 बैंक्स हैं that as I said 90% of the intermediation is happening through them, इन्होंने अपने कमिट कर दिया कि हम $5 to $9 से ज़्यादा नहीं लेंगे पर ट्रांजैक्शन. एक तो ये हो गया. दूसरा आपका ये जो हमारे लिए एडवाइस है कि कोई ऐसी चीज़ें और भी लेके आएँ जिससे overseas Pakistanis को ज़्यादा हो. This is exactly the direction that we want to take Roshan digital account to now. शुरू में हमने शुरू किया था with नया पाकिस्तान certificate, with stock market and with real estate investment. हम चाह रहे हैं कि stock market और real estate investment को और ज़्यादा energize करें, overseas Pakistanis को बताएं कि क्यों अच्छी चीज़ है ये यहाँ invest करने के लिए. और जिस तरह आपने कहा कि holiday packages, access to VIP lounges, ये भी बड़े अच्छे ideas हैं और इनको भी हम we will try our best to work with the relevant authorities to get this done. क्योंकि obviously airport lounges के ऊपर State Bank की तो direct influence नहीं है, लेकिन we can work with our other government agencies and our partners to try to have that done. I think these are all very, very good ideas, Khuram sir.
Thank you, Dr. Murtaza Saab. And I thank especially for Khuram Shahzad Saab for very good questions. Really, it was great. Thank you so much for participating also. Now I would like to invite Dr. Mubashir Hassan from France.
Thank you very much, everybody. Especially I would like to thank Dr. Murtaza Sayed, Dr. Kaisar Anis, Mr. Tariq Javed, Sayed Irfan Ali, and everybody, all the panelists that we had like this excellent webinar. I would like to share my first-hand experience and my suggestions on the base of my first-hand experience. I started the procedure of opening my Roshan digital account like 3 months back. And I came to know at the process of opening that my NICOP is expired so I have to get my NICOP from Nadra, and which is also a painstaking process. I requested the bank that I have my valid passport, the Pakistani passport, which proves that I am a Pakistani. That why don't you accept my passport as a single proof of identity? Plus, I have this expired, which was expired like a few weeks back. Why don't you accept it? They said no. This is the clear instruction that you must have the two IDs with you, your passport and your NICOP. Briefly, I started the process of renewing my NICOP. It took 2 months. I got NICOP renewed. I reapplied for the same documents. And then they asked me the proof of income. I provided them my salary slips. And to my surprise, I got an email that your salary slips are in French. You need to get them translated in English, otherwise we will not accept it. So, this was very heartbreaking that I started my process in December 2020, and now we are in May. It's been 5 months, and sorry to say, I abandoned the idea because to get a salary slip translated from your AG office, this is impossible. You are also the government officers of 19 and 20 grades. If you ask your AG office that I need my French, my salary slip translated, they will simply refuse you. So this was one of the process that if it's my money, I'm giving in my money, and I'm having these troubles. Rather, I would prefer to send money via Western Union or some Aftab money transfer or any other money transfer to my relative's account, and it's much easier and this is much quicker. I have their accounts. I use my French credit card and I transfer the money with a blink of an eye without any problem. So the process is very on paper you say that this is 48 hours, but in reality we have to go through with the typical red tapeism of Pakistani bureaucracy. So I'm quite disappointed from this side. I would like another question as well, that this is a person's particulars account. So can we have like this for multiple organizations accounts as well, and for the businesses as well? Because I'm representing a big NGO, Muslim Hands, and last year I sent around €1 million from France to Pakistan, and that was transferred from bank to bank, from my banks here in Paris to Al Falah Bank in Pakistan. So can we have like this account for organizations and the businesses as well? Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mubashir Sahab, Dr. Mubashir Sahab. I think you have a good question. I will go over to Sayyid Irfan Sahab or Dr. Murtaza Sahab if you can attend to this question.
Thank you, Dr. Sahab, for raising some very pertinent issues. So I must say that I'm actually equally disappointed at your experience, and if I were in your position, I would be angry as well. But the first part is, as far as your NICOP expiry is concerned, I think the bank is right there. But as far as your translation of your salary slips is concerned, banks have been doing that locally, and this is not the first time that I'm hearing this. In fact, a number of people other than the UK or Ireland, all other countries are giving their salary slips or proof of income in other languages, and locals have been able to, Pakistani banks have been able to get them translated very, very easily. So I'm actually disappointed. So I would request if you could mail your complaint to us. So that is why we gave you our mail number, our email, so that you can get in touch with us. And that is why the regulator acts, and that is why we exist. So we will help you. We'll help resolve this issue that you had. So I'm actually not happy with the bank's response, and I'll make sure that as a regulator I take action. Well, I hope you don't find us bureaucratic. State Bank of Pakistan has not been bureaucratic, and we have responded and resolved customer complaints very, very quickly. Yes, there have been some problems. There have been teething problems to begin with, Dr. Saab. So maybe your experience may be 6 or 7 months old. But as of date, for example, just yesterday, we opened 2,700 accounts, of non-resident Pakistanis. So there were just 2,700 people in one day who were able to do that.
Can we have like agreement on this, that one ID card, one proof of identity should be enough?
Let's have a, Dr. Saab, allow me to complete what I was saying. So as you are aware that we have to comply with the global AML CFT regulations and requirements. So that is why it's so important. So we have kept this documentation requirement to the very, very minimum. In fact, we actually counted the number of fields that the non-resident Pakistani has to fill. So we even have a look at that as to well, unlike a lot of regulators, we delve into great details in knowing what the customer journey is. So this is the bare minimum that is possible, but I'm disappointed at your experience as far as your salary slips are concerned. So I think I'll help that, but you can mail your complaint to me, and you can name the bank in that mail, and I will help resolve opening of your account. Achha, now, Dr. Saab, aakhri baat jo mujhe karni hai, that is that these accounts are for individuals. Roshan digital account is not meant for corporates or companies or NGOs. It is designed for individuals. So unfortunately, you'll have to use your conventional, banking. That this is still conventional, but I can also explain the reason in greater detail. And the reason is that a lot of details are required if we go corporate. So this is to keep it very, very simple. That is why we have lower KYC requirements, lower documentation requirements. So that is why it's not possible to go with NGO accounts. So Dr. Saab, please mail to me, and I'll be very happy to resolve your issues.
Thank you.
My question is how to attract the million euros he's sending there through the companies. How that should be, think the modalities that how this can be attracted. And apart from his other delay in the question and the translation, because the translation will be more problem for all the European countries. So that point also be taken care of. It's very pertinent that won't be in English in Europe. So that should be attended, in my opinion. I would like to invite our Executive Vice President, Mr. Riaz Malik, who used to be Executive Vice President, now in Germany. And he wants to address to you, he has some important question, and I think the State Bank can answer or can answer later on that account. Over to Riaz Malik sir.
Thank you very much, Dr. Thank you very much. Dear colleagues, dear viewers, I was just listening. Can you hear me, please?
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, we can hear you.
It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, I was just listening the points which our friends are doing. It's a very good scheme, honestly, and I very much support and appreciate this, and I hope that it will flourish and it will go ahead. Just to cut it short, you have mentioned, Sayyid Irfan Ali Saab, that you have got very good response from Middle East, but you have not sufficiently got from Germany. I thought our colleague Tariq Javed and our colleague Maya Haider would be raising this point, but unfortunately they missed this point. The problem in Europe is that whatever you have income from the whole world, like from banks, for example, you have to declare it and you have to pay taxes on it. It means if State Bank or if we are earning 7% in Pakistan from the Roshan account, we will have to declare it as income and pay the tax in Europe. So what is required here, India has done a very good example. They made some agreement of double taxation with certain countries, double taxation. Double taxation does not mean double taxation for the companies, corporate, but only for the I's mean non-residents Indians, or the same can be done from non-residents for Pakistanis who are working in Europe, for example. It can be done directly or initiated by our diplomatic corps with the European countries to exempt the income of the overseas Pakistanis from taxation in Europe. Or they should be, because in Pakistan they are anyhow paying the tax, why they should pay the tax also on the same income again in Germany? So this is coming under so-called double taxation arrangements. These are the agreements, and the income is clear. It can be written clearly in the agreement of the countries that anyone earning income from Roshan bank accounts would be exempted from paying taxes on it in Germany or in France or in Switzerland or in Austria, because he is already paying the taxes directly to the Pakistan. There's no tax avoidance. It's not a tax heaven. It's a place where the tax is being paid. So through the process of double taxation, we can solve this problem. This is one of the issue. And other issue is that I was very pleased when I read this in Urdu in the beginning of the presentation of Sayyid Irfan Ali. Dur reh kar bhi paas. Dur reh kar bhi paas. But we as overseas Pakistani, I have been living in last 40 years in overseas. And I always felt, although I am a regular visitor of Pakistan, I am a resident also of UAE, I am resident of UK, I am resident of Germany. But I always feel for Pakistan, paas reh kar bhi dur. We always feel paas reh kar bhi dur. You know, the overseas Pakistani, these are the most patriot people. They have been sending their money since, I have proof, for example, that since last 40 years, I have been sending money to Pakistan through the legal channel. Dr. Anis Kaisar knows it, and we have been discussing it. But every time there are some problem, and we don't want to now just kill the thing now just by saying that it's a negative thing. And here, I would say a share which fits to us actually overseas Pakistani. Jab bhi lauta mere paas aaya. Jab bhi lauta mere paas aaya. We always go back to our country. This is what fits to Pakistanis. We are leaving our country, we are leaving our nationalities, we are leaving our families, but whenever we have an opportunity, we go back to Pakistan. Ek hi khubi hai mere har jaye ki, jab bhi lauta mere paas aaya. We go to Pakistan. So it's a good thing actually. We are ready to play our role, and we will be playing whatever circumstances are. But there are certain problems. Sayyid Irfan Ali was putting in his presentation a small list. I would not say a small list, it was a big list of the requirement to open a bank account. I have never submitted so many documents when I was getting the nationality of Germany in 96. This is such a long list. We have to simplify the procedure. I fully respect your position, and I respect and admit and accept your statement that you have certain requirement of compliance. Of course, Pakistan is being watched by the whole world. There are issues of money laundering. But we can still simplify the procedures in order to attract the people. We should know that majority of the people overseas, they do not have the graduation degrees even. Majority of the people, they are, as in the Middle East, they are laborers. They are just working as laborers. And then if we give them such a big list, first reading it alone, they will be shocked. So how we can simplify, for example, we were talking this point number 12, the source of income or source, to give the proof. Everybody was talking about it. I myself faced one small issue on this, and I was discussing with the bank, and I said, well, I have no source of income. He said, why? I said, look, I worked up to 2018, 40 years, and then I retired. Now I'm living from my savings and from my pension, which I'm getting in Germany. So it is not enough for you if I say I'm sending the money from my savings. This is my source of income. Now I have no actual income. Saving, I'm sending. He said, but how we can believe you that you are sending from your saving? I said, look, you should be intelligent enough. nobody can send a money without having his bank account in Europe. I'm transferring the money from a German bank or from Pakistani bank. You can see it. Is this account in my name? I'm sending from my own account and my money is there. So that's where I am. You have one proof that he is sending money from somewhere, from his personal account. And where he has this money, he has from his own savings. Now, we come next to the statements, for example, to get the certificates. I have a friend, he was asked, he is a German guy and a Pakistani German, and he said, look, what they are telling me, I sent them the certificate of income and they said it should be in English. I translated for him and they rejected it. They said it should be attested from Pakistan embassy. It should be attested from Pakistan embassy because we don't know what you translate. So saying these things, we can simplify, for example, just by saying that you are, if somebody is transferring his money from his own bank account, it's enough proof. It's illegal. It's for money laundering. It's also, he transferred the money from his own bank account. Why to ask him now to prove the source of income? Source of income, you know, we are very good in asking people for money trails, for example. Yeah, it's a trend in Pakistan, and then we just tell them, okay, where is your money trail? But money trail for 30, 40 years, I may give it because I have been keeping this. So we have to look on this aspect also, that we simplify these things, that there is enough proof. First, he has his passport. Second, he has got his POC as I have. I don't have a NICOP. I have only Pakistani origin card, which I got luckily for myself, but not for my wife yet. Now my wife, for example, she cannot open the account. Only I can open account because she didn't get up to now her POC. Because the rule in Pakistan was before like this. She could get, as a German national, she was married to me, and she could get the POC. When her POC expired, they said the rules have changed now. The rules have changed and she cannot open the bank account in Pakistan anymore because she doesn't have the POC. So these are the practical problem. I am not saying just to anybody or to criticize any. We are all part of the same system, let's say. We are the product of that, and we have been living this and we know how things, but we have to make it little more simpler so that it becomes more attractive what we are doing. And other issue is, actually, you mentioned before this interesting, I would say that your star product, which is the Roshan Apni Car. It's not a great incentive, frankly speaking. I discussed to many people. They said what is being offered is the car, and the only concession car company is giving is 1 month earlier. So the person who is buying a car, if he gets 1 month earlier or 2 months later, doesn't matter for him. What we should be, or State Bank should be doing is, you are presenting them almost 500,000 overseas Pakistanis as their potential customers for buying your cars. So you should negotiate with them, tell them, give them 10%. If they are buying through the Roshan account, give them 10% or 5% discount on the car. That's the monetary benefit. What State Bank or the people who are, I would say, managing these accounts, they should negotiate with those people, because the car company is not offering anything except 1 month. Now, somebody will say, well, you have another benefit that you are getting the concessional rate, for example. Concessional rate, I do not accept this as a concessional rate, because an overseas Pakistani is a low risk customer, because the person has the money in his bank account. He is living or working outside, and he will be potentially less dangerous or less going in default as compared to somebody in Pakistan. So what is the benefit, what they are offering? Nothing, actually, because it's a concessional rate only because of his own worth or credibility. He is not going to default. So it's not a benefit. The benefit should be given from the point of view that some price is reduced, for example. That's going to be the something which people will be like. Second thing which I wanted to mention actually here, actually Dr. Dr. Anis Kaisar, he will say why you brought this subject again, but I am still bringing it again because he knows this thing. The companies, these car companies in Pakistan, manufacturers of car, Honda, Toyota, Suzuki's, they are the one, they are sinking or they are drinking the whole foreign exchange resources which we have through the outward payments. They are taking the money legally and they are transferring it to Japan or wherever to their mother companies. Why they are transferring? Because they say, well, we are manufacturing in Pakistan, but we have to purchase gearboxes, engines, everything from Japan. So they bring it here. So there are certain conditions from the Ministry of Production that they should have so-called local production or they should reduce it. But they are adding this. They are not manufacturing any major item in Pakistan. They are just giving some body parts, or they are giving, since last 20 years, Toyota is still importing gearboxes and engines. They are not able to manufacture these things in Pakistan. They are only just giving to some poor suppliers. I was myself one time there and they said, well, we have a local manufacturing program, which is this plastic things and seats and these belts. And I said, but where is the original technology thing? Well, this we have to import, and for this, they are sending the money outside. So this is where, if you see now the figure, I was looking through the figures of our foreign exchange outwards going, it's mostly going for the cars, which we are very proudly saying manufacturing, but these are not being manufactured. It's the same for the trucks. It's a Hino, it's Daewoo. They are doing the same trick with us. Central bank or state bank should put a hand on them and say, stop it, manufacture it locally first. Number two, you export these things from Pakistan to Thailand, to Africa, to neighboring country Afghanistan. I will tell you a nice story. One Afghani gentleman, he told me, he is a business colleague, he is dealing something with us in England. And I said, well, I was so surprised to hear from him that Toyota cars cannot be exported from Pakistan to Afghanistan because Toyota forbid its local companies to export anything out of Pakistan. Thailand is exporting from Thailand Toyota products. They are coming like this Revo, and there is another pickup truck which is coming to Pakistan. This is coming from Thailand. But Pakistan cannot export Corolla to Thailand because it's not allowed by Toyota to its subsidiary. The same thing is happening with Daewoo. Daewoo buses, our Pakistan embassy will tell you the story. They wanted to, Pakistani school wanted to bring some buses from Pakistan. They said, no, you are not allowed actually to export it. If some, so these Hino and Daewoo buses, which they wanted to bring from Pakistan, they couldn't bring it. So here the central bank should sit with them and say, look, listen, whatever rule, regulation, or your previous agreements or commitments were, but in future, you should export your products minimum 30% from Pakistan to Africa, to Nepal, to Sri Lanka, to India, to whatever the small country, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan. I have been in Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, all sort of things are going from India, their local produce cars, their Baruti cars, but not from Pakistan. I didn't see the trucks, I didn't see the Daewoo buses, I didn't see the Hino buses. And I asked the people, I went through, I said, this is a good opportunity. I thought it could be something for us to establish our subsidiary there, but unfortunately, it was not possible to do this for simple reason, because those companies do not allow their subsidiary to export from Pakistan from the very origin day. So having said this, central bank should, or state bank should put their foot on them, export your 30% products to outside. This is your responsibility. Maybe one can say after 3 years, one can give them incentive period. Okay, 3 years, you are free to do anything what you like, but after 3 years, you have recovered some of your investments, or 5 years, whatever is required, whatever our experts will say. And then you export 50%, and then we can reduce by this way 50% of our import bill. because they should bring this much money which they need it for additional card through their export. This will be earning from Pakistan. This is the model which I have been discussing with one textile company, and I was very pleased. This is called Challenge, by the way, this company, and I was very pleased to hear from them. They said, look, we are not making our things to sell them all in Pakistan. 70% of our products are going out of Pakistan, and this money is coming legally back to Pakistan as import income. So I like this model, although I'm not friend of CPIC, by the way, but I still, when I talked to this textile company, I was glad to hear it that 70% they will be exporting it. It's our export. Why we don't put these restrictions on these cars companies? Our colleagues have already discussed one of the point that we should add some more attractiveness for the these cards which we are having. Of course, central bank cannot negotiate with everybody, but one can say anyone who is having a card, from the bank, the Roshan, he can go, for example, to Karachi Airport, Islamabad Airport, or Lahore Airport, and he can use the lounge also. You can make this in category, gold, silver, whatever is this, depending on the amounts which people have deposited there. And with this card, people can use this service. I have a gold card from one bank from UAE since long time, and they changed this recently. And I went to one hotel, and I was paying this, and suddenly he said, you have a 20% discount. I said, from where? He said, well, this card which you are giving us, this card has an arrangement with us that whoever uses this card, he get 20% on the hotel. So it's very simple. Someone has to make some arrangements with somebody. Even we were mentioning, for example, somebody mentioned about Khadi, that you can make payment to Khadi, you can make payment to anyone who pays from his Roshan card, he should get at least 5% or 10% discount on it, because normal payment, to make it payment with any card, if you have from Habib Bank or National Bank or any other bank local here, you can buy anything you like by sitting outside also. But attraction should be given through negotiating the contract with them. Anyone from us coming, I know that Dr. Anis Kaisar, he has been discussing this matter before long time, and he was always telling me this is not the matter of, maybe it's not related, but I am relating it that we should really negotiate the contracts with different organizations. Thank you very much for the time. And I know I'm just, yeah.
No, thank you. Your points are well taken. I appreciate for your concern. And I think they are good points. Same as IPP. Just the government settled the IPP, heavy interest payment and heavy facility. Same thing should be done for the car. Why not? It's just good money going to the bad money. That's the. I will ask finally or our deputy governor to if he can respond of any of this point of Riyaz Malik Sahab. We cannot hear him.
Ji, Dr. Saab, thank you very much. And thank you also to Riyaz Saab. Unfortunately, I think I will have to beg your leave soon because it's already been way over the time. To Riyaz Saab's point, I think he made a lot of points. I think they had a lot of substance. We'd be happy to follow up with him bilaterally. But I would like to end today by just focusing on the positives. We have a great product, we think, Roshan Digital Account. We are off to a great start. We've got a lot of good advice today on how to strengthen it further. But I would really like to request everybody on this call to remain optimistic about Pakistan, to remain optimistic about this product as well. We are committed to doing everything we can to help overseas Pakistanis meet their banking needs in Pakistan, meet their savings needs, meet their investment needs. And we want this connection to be a permanent one. It should survive beyond me, beyond Irfan Saab, beyond any government, beyond this current leadership at the State Bank. We want it to be a permanent connection for our overseas Pakistanis. We want it to be one that they feel meets all the requirements that they have from the Pakistani banking system. And we want to commit to continuing to improve the process, to continuing to increase the number of products that are available through the Roshan Digital Account. I think we should not forget that what we have been able to achieve is remarkable. I mean, remote onboarding of customers so that they don't even have to come to Pakistan or any bank branch, any consulate. We have streamlined the number of documents. I think I would say that the number of documents that are required are as streamlined as they can be given current regulations, and possibly as streamlined as they are globally, I think, as well. So in terms of opening the account, I think we've tried to make it as seamless as possible. Of course, if people have problems, they should reach out to us. We are committed to solving those problems. At the same time, once the account is opened, we feel that we have been able to provide overseas Pakistanis really a very attractive set of instruments. The Naya Pakistan certificate is second to none, the kind of returns that are on offer. I defy anyone to tell me that higher returns are available on sovereign guaranteed instruments in dollar terms, in euro terms, than the ones being offered by Naya Pakistan certificates. I also think that the opportunity to invest in Pakistan's stock market, which has been performing very, very well over the last 10 years and has been one of the top performing stock markets in Asia through Corona. I also think the opportunity to invest in real estate in Pakistan and repatriate your funds is something that was never open to overseas Pakistanis before. And I hope that overseas Pakistanis will embrace this. And I think my last submission would be, we are the 5th largest country in the world. We have huge potential. We have a very young population. Inshallah, our growth projections and our growth trajectory is going to continue to remain strong. And I think we should be optimistic about the future. And I would like to request everybody on this conference call today, on this webinar, to please help us in the ways that you have promised. Reach out to the community organizations, spread the word. If you think you need a webinar to be organized with some community organization, we are always available to join from the State Bank side. We look upon you as our ambassadors, as our eyes and ears on the ground. Please keep this communication with us alive. Write to us. You can approach us through Dr. Kaisar. You can approach us through Mr. Shahid Nadeem, who happened to be the leading the community organizations in Abu Dhabi and in Austria. But you can also write to us directly at our email address if you have suggestions. And we will always remain open to suggestions. And we really want together to be able to take Roshan Digital Account to even higher heights. And with that, Dr. Kaisar, I again want to thank all of you and for organizing, especially you, Dr. Kaisar, and Dr. Shahid, and all the colleagues on the call today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Murtaz Saab. Thank you very much for this thing. And we will be positive, and we are positive since the starting of this. That's why we have done 5 series of on RD, and we'll continue to do that. We want to succeed on that. I'm sure the question and answer all will be attended, and if remaining, they can write back to State Bank of Pakistan or to us. We can respond to it because we have no time. This is a very important, this was a very important webinar, I must say. We have input from 7 countries, and I think this is good knowledge and good experience where this can be attended and will be added to more success. I'm taking this opportunity to inform all the participants to participate digitally or in person, the Expo 2020 in Dubai, starting from 1st of October 2021 till 31st March 2022. Just for your information, the Council had a webinar yesterday on Expo 2020 and now on social media, which is now on YouTube, guiding how to attend and how to benefit from Expo 2020. This is a great event coming up here. To treat this Expo 2020 as this happening in Pakistan and reap the maximum benefit. Now, on behalf of the Council, I thank all the participants who attended, and especially Dr. Murtaz Sayed for the detailed explanation, for updating us on RD, and especially same Sayyid Irfan Saab for their detailed address and guidance, and will continue to seek the more guidance from them. Also to all the representatives from 7 European countries, and we are confident that they will promote the RD account to all the residents of Pakistan living in. I'm really extremely thankful to Mr. Shahid Nadeem Saab for leading on this, and all the representatives from Europe. We are always available to attend your questions, and please keep on promoting. They're all great personalities there. Lastly, the Council continue to promote this to the State Bank of Pakistan initiative for the benefit of Pakistan and overseas Pakistan. This whole initiative would not have happened without the board of director from the Pakistan Business Professional Council, who were meeting every month and planning these events. I'm really thankful for their support. Our patron is His Highness Sheikh Naya Mubarak since day one, and his guidance is always there. We still in Corona, we meet together and discuss things. Our chairman, Afzal Mahmood Saab Ambassador, I'm thankful to him for his great support to flourish this council. With that, I pass it to Mr. Iqbal Naseem to close the event.
बहुत शुक्रिया डॉक्टर सैयद कैसर अनीस साहब। इसके साथ साथ मैं तमाम लोगों का शुक्रिया अदा करता हूँ और साथ साथ जैसे कि डॉक्टर सैयद कैसर अनीस साहब ने फरमाया कि एक्सपो 2020 is on the way and it's a game changer for UAE. Any assistance from all these European countries, if they required any assistance, please do get in touch with Pakistan Business and Professional Council. They will link you. And at the same time, I will request you to please be a member for Pakistan Business and Professional Council. It is open over all over the world. You can be a member for this. You can contact with our website, www.pakistanbusiness.pvpc, Abu Dhabi. Dr. Farhan is our Vice President membership. And I would like to say thanks to all our board members, especially Dr. Farhan, Dr. Asma, Ms. Sadia Rehan, Ms. Muhammad Suhail, as well as our founding member, especially who's a very famous Dr. Sayyid Abdul Hadi Shahid. तमाम का शुक्रिया अदा करता हूँ, तमाम स्टेट बैंक के मेंबरान का शुक्रिया अदा करता हूँ, तमाम यूरोपियन यूनियन के मेंबरान का शुक्रिया अदा करता हूँ और इसके साथ साथ हम इस वेबिनार को क्लोज करते हैं। शुक्रिया। अस्सलाम वालेकुम।
Thank you so much. And
Thank you everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much everyone जी। बहुत शुक्रिया आपका। Thank you so much.
Thank
See you
you.
soon जी। खुदा हाफिज।